Hi, my name is Emily Lee, and I did my author study over Kevin Hincke's. Kevin Hincke's was born in 1960 in Wisconsin. As a child, he loved to draw. He grew up in a working class neighborhood, and he often visited the library. That was one of his influences in becoming a writer, is that he loved to read and visit the library. He started writing in high school. He had a English teacher that got him interested in writing and adding that into his drawings. He attended, and it was in high school that he decided he wanted to write and illustrate children's books. He attended the University of Wisconsin-Madison and was an art major. Then he was also influenced he writes about his own life experiences, but he doesn't ever write about incidents that happen with his children. He keeps that private. He's actually a very private person, it seems like, because I had a hard time finding a lot of information about him. One thing that I thought was really interesting was his writing styles. He likes to write first, then draws the illustrations. He writes his first draft of his novels on a spiral notebook, kind of old-fashioned, and he still uses a typewriter in his writing. And he said he will continue to use his typewriter as long as he can find everything he needs to keep it up and running. He's won several awards in the 2020 Children's Literacy Legacy Award, a Caldecott Medal, 2 Caldecott Honors, 2 Newbery Honors, and 2 Gazelle Honors, and many more. He currently lives in Madison, Wisconsin with his wife, who is also an artist. Memorable tidbits that I learned about Hincke's during my research was that he got his inspiration for Lily's purple plastic purse from a child in the airport. She had a little purse that she opened and it played music, and that gave him the inspiration for Lily. I found this quote on his website that he had said, and I thought it was really powerful. It says, "Books are often the first exposure to art that children have." Now I'm going to share with you the author's book list. Hincke's has written 19 mouse books, and they're quite popular, so I'm going to start with the mouse books. First, we have Lily and Friends, Chester's Way, Chrysanthemum, which is one of my favorites, Julius and the Baby of the World, Lily's Big Day, and continuing with our mouse books, we have Lily's Purple Plastic Purse, Owen, which is an award winner, Sheila Ray and the Brave, A Weekend at Wendell's, and Wimberley Worried. Our next set of mouse books is the Penny series, Penny and Her Song, Penny and Her Doll, Penny and Her Sled, and Penny and Her Marble, which is an award winner and one that I read for my author study. Concluding our mouse books, we have Wimberley's Ice Cream Star, Julia's Candy Corn, Lily's Chocolate Heart, Sheila Ray's Peppermint Stick, and Owen's Marshmallow. Moving on to picture books, Kevin Hincke's has written 31 picture books. Some of these titles include Sunflower Lion, Shh, Finding Things, The World and Everything in It, Little Houses, and A House. I thought this A House had an interesting cover because it doesn't have any words on the cover. The next set of picture books we have is A Parade of Elephants, O, Summer Song, Winter is here in the middle of fall when spring comes and birds. If you'll look closely, you'll notice that a number of these titles, all of them except for A Parade of Elephants actually, were illustrated by Laura Drunzik. That is Kevin Hincke's wife, who is also an artist. Next we have A Good Day, So Happy, Egg, Waiting, Little White Rabbit, and Old Bear. The next set of picture books include Kitten's First Full Moon, Circle Dogs, Goodbye Curtis, All Alone, which was Hincke's first published book at the age of 19, My Garden, Bailey Goes Camping, The Biggest Boy, and Grandpa and Beau. Our final set of picture books includes Jessica, Once Around the Block, Margaret and Taylor, and Clean Enough. Moving on to novels, we have a popular series by Hincke's, The Year of Billy Miller, and then we have Billy Miller Makes a Wish and Old Sal. Those are all part of that series. And then we also have Olive's Ocean, which is a Newbery Honor book and was also a challenged book. It was number 59 in the American Library Association's list of 100 most challenged books between 2000 and 2009. The Birthday Boy, Protecting Marie, Sun and Spoon, and Two Under Par. Our last set of novels by Hincke's includes Return to Cinder, Genonia, Words of Stone, The Zebra Wall, Sweeping Up the Heart, and Bird Lake Moon. Hincke's has a new book coming out in October called Still Sal, and that is part of the Miller family story. One of my favorite mouse books, Chrysanthemum, was made into a movie starring Meryl Streep. It's animated, but she was one of the voices, and that came out in 1999. You can watch that on Prime Video. Hincke's has no new movie announcements at this time. For my bookmark, I used The Year of Billy Miller, and I just highlighted some of the things about the character and some of the struggles he has on that bookmarker to kind of pique interest. I did something similar for my shelf talker, but over the book Bird Lake Moon, I was talking about some of the struggles that character had and overcame. For my read-alike of Bird Lake Moon, I picked Someone Else's Shoes. It's another novel that deals with divorce. For The Year of Billy Miller, I picked Ramona Quimby, age 8. Billy really reminded me a lot of Ramona, and they're both around that 7-8-year-old age. And then for Penny and Her Marble, I picked Alexander and the Wind-Up Mouse. It's just another little fun mouse story. For my If This Then That section of other books that are similar by Kevin Hincke's, for Penny and Her Marble, I picked Penny and Her Doll. It's the same characters, the same series. And then for The Year of Billy Miller, I picked Oh Sal. That's another book in the Miller family series. And then for Bird Lake Moon, I picked Olive's Ocean. As I mentioned earlier, that is the book that I read for my challenge material, and it actually reminded me a lot of Bird Lake Moon. The tone was very similar. In The Year of Billy Miller, the pacing keeps the readers interested with Billy's constant conflicts and learning experiences that he's going through. For characters, Billy himself is a really relatable character especially for students that would be like first, second grade age. The story follows Billy through complex adventures. The language is really simple and easy to understand for that age group. The setting takes place in Wisconsin, although it's not important to how the story unfolds. As far as the tone and mood, the story has an encouraging tone of overcoming and rising above. Billy rises above his fears and anxieties. For Bird Lake Moon, the appeals factor, pacing, the story starts out kind of slow, you might say leisurely, but then it grabs your attention as the plot develops and kind of a little bit of mystery starts to happen. The characters, Mitch and Spencer, are both going through hardships and they're struggling, and they might seem kind of unkind, but as you get to know them, you see their true hearts and their true kindnesses come out. The storyline is Mitch's parents are getting divorced, and he feels like his life is over until he becomes friends with Spencer. The language and style are serious, using words that are relatable for that age boys, like 10, 12 years old. The setting is at Mitch's grandparents' home at Bird Lake, and the whole story kind of revolves around that setting. The tone of this story is a mixture of sadness, mystery, and then eventually hope. The appeals factors for Penny and Her Marble are the pacing. It's exciting, keeps you turning the page. The character is fun and playful. In the storyline, Penny finds a marble in her neighbor's yard and takes it, but then her conscience won't allow her to keep it. The language is colorful and humorous. The setting is just no geographical location is revealed in this setting, but it's not really important to the story. As far as the mood and the tone go, Penny's Dilemma makes this book really thought-provoking and heartwarming. I did my book trailer over Penny and Her Marble, which I will also share a link to in the discussion. The next few slides are just my book reviews over the 3 books that I read for For my information for my infographic, I retrieved some information on the website Authentic Wisconsin. It's a website about famous people from Wisconsin. I got some information about Hinky's birthday, location of his birth, and some of his family information. I also found a lot of information on Hinky's website through a Q&A that he posted on his site and an interview that was posted on his website.